Vamos a pasar ahora un tiempo, miraré que sea cortito, en contra de mi naturaleza, en la meditación de la palabra, y lo haremos en un texto que también se ha visto durante el casal.
So this morning we're going to be reviewing a text that we were also looking at this week during the camp.
Pero empiezo con una pregunta y es, ¿qué es lo mejor que Dios te ha dado?
So before we jump into the text, you have a question for everyone, and it is, what is the greatest thing that God has given you?
Hoy hemos hablado y hemos cantado sobre muchas bendiciones que hemos recibido por parte de Dios.
Today we've sung songs, we've said lots of words about how God has blessed us in our lives.
Pero ¿cuál es la número uno de estas bendiciones?
But what is the number one thing that how God has blessed us?
Hoy veremos en la meditación que sería una lástima coger muchas bendiciones por parte de Dios y perdernos la principal.
We'll see in the meditation today that it would be a waste to receive all these blessings from the Lord, but forget the most important one.
Después de haber salido a hablar a las personas, vuelven 70 discípulos y están encantados porque ha ido muy bien el viaje misionero que han hecho.
So after preaching the gospel in the area, the disciples come back and they're so happy about everything that's happened.
Y al volver están recitando las bendiciones que han recibido en el viaje.
And as they come back, they're talking about all the blessings that they received on their trips.
Pero Jesús les dice, no os regocijéis de que los espíritus se os sujetan, sino regocijaos de que vuestros nombres están escritos en los cielos.
And Jesus responds and he says, however, do not rejoice that the spirits submit to you, but rejoice that your names are written in heaven.
El texto en el que vamos a meditar se encuentra en Lucas capítulo 17 y los versículos del 11 al 19. Va sobre los 10 leprosos.
We're going to be reading in Luke 17, verses 11 through 17, talking about the 10 lepers.
Vamos a leer versículo a versículo para meditarlo brevemente. El versículo 11 dice, yendo Jesús a Jerusalén, pasaba entre Samaria y Galilea.
Now on his way to Jerusalem, Jesus traveled along the border between Samaria and Galilee.
Algunos que miran la geografía dicen, mira, no es necesario para ir a Jerusalén pasar por Samaria y por Galilea.
And so if you look at the geography, you could look at this and say, it's not really necessary to pass through Samaria to go to Galilee.
Pero Lucas no está diciendo que Jesús iba en línea recta de Samaria a Galilea.
But Jesus isn't saying that, the text isn't saying that Jesus was going directly to Galilee.
En el capítulo 9, Jesús emprendió el camino a Jerusalén, pero tenía muchos lugares por los que pasar y muchas cosas que hacer antes de llegar.
In the chapters previous to this, we see that Jesus is actually going around to different towns before he gets to Jerusalem.
Versículos 12 y 13 dice, y al entrar en una aldea le salieron al encuentro 10 hombres leprosos, los cuales se pararon de lejos y alzaron la voz diciendo, Jesús, Maestro, ten misericordia de nosotros.
So in verse 12, as he was going into the village, 10 men who had leprosy met him. They stood at a distance and they called out in a loud voice, Jesus, Master, have pity on us.
La lepra es una enfermedad en la piel que en aquel momento no tenía cura.
So leprosy is a skin disease that at that time did not have a cure.
Es contagiosa y por tanto los leprosos debían vivir aparte del resto de personas.
It's something that's very contagious, and so lepers had to live outside and separate from everyone else.
Pero esto representaba no solo un aislamiento social, sino también un aislamiento religioso, porque la persona que tenía lepra se consideraba inmunda.
Yeah, so this wasn't just an isolation socially, it was also a religious isolation, because the person who had leprosy considered themselves outside of all of society.
Quizá esto nos puede parecer que no es grave, pero en una sociedad donde la religión forma parte de la identidad del pueblo, esto es quedar excluido del pueblo.
So you might think, oh, well, being outside of the religious part might not be that big of a deal, but in a society where the religion and the community was such an important part, to be outside of that meant you really didn't have an identity.
Jesús ya había curado a algún leproso antes. En Lucas capítulo 5 sale como Jesús cura a un leproso tocándolo.
And Jesus had already healed a leper. In chapter 5, we see that Jesus went and touched a leper and healed him.
Ese leproso en Lucas capítulo 5 le dice, si quieres, me puedes sanar. Y es lo mismo que están diciendo aquí estos leprosos cuando dicen a Jesús, ten misericordia de nosotros.
And just like he did in chapter 5, he reached out and said, if you want to be healed, you can be healed. And it's the same thing that happens here.
Lo dijeron de lejos, gritando, porque por ley no podían acercarse a una persona no leprosa.
And so they had to stand at a distance like we read, and they screamed, and they yelled out, they cried out to him.
El versículo 14 dice, cuando él, Jesús, los vio, les dijo, id, mostraos a los sacerdotes. Y aconteció que mientras iban, fueron limpiados.
So when he saw them, he said, go and show yourselves to the priests. And they went, and they were healed.
Estos 10 leprosos, los 10, demostraron tener fe en el poder de Jesús para sanarles de la lepra.
These 10 lepers demonstrated their faith that Jesus could heal them.
Y lo demostraron porque iniciaron el camino hacia los sacerdotes antes de curarse.
They demonstrated that by going to the priests of the time before being healed.
La sanación de la lepra ocurrió de repente, pero ocurrió cuando ellos ya iban hacia los sacerdotes.
So the healing happened in the moment, but it also took process as they were going towards the priests.
No esperaron a verse sanados, a ver si realmente Jesús les había curado, sino que confiaron en que Jesús les sanaba.
So they believed in Jesus that he was going to heal them, and that's what sent them on their way to the priests.
Se tenían que dirigir a los sacerdotes porque eran los sacerdotes los que verificaban que una persona realmente estaba limpia.
And they had to go to the priests in that society because it was the priests that then verified that yes, they were healed and they could enter society.
Esto conllevaba cierto ritual, pero además conllevaba 7 días más de aislamiento para verificar que realmente estaban curados.
There was a whole ritual that was tied around this, but in addition to being verified that they didn't have leprosy in the time, there was also a 7-day waiting period to also verify.
A mí me surge una pregunta cuando leo que había este ritual para la sanación de los leprosos, porque pienso, si no había cura para la lepra, ¿por qué es que había un ritual para cuando alguien estaba curado?
So when I was reading this text, I had a question. If there wasn't a cure for leprosy, why would there be such a detailed ritual for if you were healed by leprosy?
La cuestión es que los judíos como creyentes creen que Dios puede sanar enfermedades.
It's because the Jewish people at the time, and as a group, believed that God had the power to heal and heal people.
Por tanto, Dios podía hacer el milagro de sanar a un leproso y tenían que verificarlo.
And because of that, they believed that Jesus could heal a leper, and they had to have a process for how they'd verify that.
Pero aparte de esto, había erupciones en la piel que no eran lepra y que desaparecían al cabo de unos días.
But also because there's other skin disease where you would have pimples or something that would pop on your skin, and you'd have to verify that with the priest.
Y todo esto tenían que verificarlo.
And so you had to go and verify what was on your skin.
Versículos 15 y 16 dice, entonces uno de ellos, viendo que había sido sanado, volvió glorificando a Dios a gran voz y se postró en tierra a sus pies dándole gracias. Y este era samaritano.
So verses 15 and 16, one of them, when he saw he was healed, came back, praising God in a loud voice. He threw himself at Jesus' feet and thanked him, and he was a Samaritan.
Fijémonos que los 10 leprosos están obedeciendo a Jesús y yendo a los sacerdotes.
Yeah, let's look at this. We have 10 lepers that are obeying Jesus, and they're going to see the priests.
Porque Jesús les ha dicho, id a los sacerdotes, así que le están obedeciendo.
And because Jesus had said, go to the priests, and they followed, and they went to the priest.
Pero hay uno de ellos que piensa, cuidado, hay algo más importante que la sanación que acabo de recibir.
But there was one of them that said, hey, watch out. There's something more here than what we've just received in our healing.
Y esto más importante que la sanación que acabo de recibir es, ¿quién me ha sanado de la lepra si solo Dios puede sanarla?
And that thing that is more important is saying, who has healed me unless it is God that has healed me?
Los 9 restantes estaban pensando en ellos mismos y en volverse puros rápidamente para recuperar su vida en la sociedad.
The other 9 were thinking about how they were healed and how they could recuperate their position in the society and go back to their normal life.
Pero uno de ellos se da cuenta de que aquí hay algo mucho más importante que simplemente la sanación de la lepra.
But there's one of them that notices and remembers that there's something so much greater than just being healed of leprosy.
Y esto más importante es la persona que les ha sanado, y por eso nos dice el texto que se postró en tierra a sus pies.
And this thing that is more important is the person that has healed them. And because of that reason, he goes back and he falls on the ground and bows down to him.
Esta es una señal de humildad y también de adoración, reconociendo quién era Jesús, porque esto es lo importante.
And this is a symbol of humility and also praise to the person as he's recognizing who Jesus is.
Nos dice el texto que le dio las gracias, y ahora iremos a esto, pero antes de ello nos dice que el que volvió era samaritano.
So it says that he gave him thanks, and we'll get to that in a moment, but we'll focus for right now on the fact that it says that he's a Samaritan.
Los samaritanos no se llevaban bien con los judíos. Los samaritanos odiaban a los judíos y los judíos a los samaritanos.
The Samaritans didn't get along with the Jews, and in fact the Jews hated the Samaritans and the Samaritans hated the Jews.
No se nos dice qué eran los otros 9 leprosos, pero si Jesús los mandó a los sacerdotes, podemos deducir que eran judíos.
The text doesn't tell us who the other 9 were or if they were Samaritan or not, but the fact that he sent them to the priests makes you think that they were Jewish.
Aquí vemos a un samaritano yendo a un judío, a alguien que detesta, a reconocerle como Dios y darle las gracias.
So here we have a Samaritan going to someone who, in theory, he should hate in order to give him thanks and give thanks to God.
Hubiera sido más fácil que un judío fuera a dar las gracias a un judío porque entre ellos se llevan bien.
So it would have been much easier for a Jewish person to go to another Jewish person and give thanks that way.
Pero los judíos no pensaron de esta manera, sino que aquel que tenía aversión contra los judíos fue al judío, a Jesús, a darle las gracias.
But it wasn't the way with the other 9. It was the one that had something against the Jews that actually went to give thanks.
Versículos del 17 al 19, para terminar el texto, dice, respondiendo Jesús dijo, ¿no son 10 los que fueron limpiados? ¿Y los 9? ¿Dónde están? ¿No hubo quien volviese y diese gloria a Dios sino este extranjero? Y le dijo, levántate, vete, tu fe te ha salvado.
So in verse 17, Jesus asked, were not all 10 cleansed? Where are the other 9? Was no one found to return and give praise to God except this foreigner? Then he said to him, rise and go, your faith has made you well.
Aunque Jesús les había dado la orden de que fueran a los sacerdotes, Jesús esperaba que por lógica volvieran a darle las gracias, porque el texto dice, ¿dónde están los otros 9?
So even though he had given them the command to go to the priests to be verified, he hoped that they would return and give thanks. That's why he asked the question, where are the other 9?
es de lógica dar las gracias. No hace falta que nos den una orden para que demos las gracias.
It's logical to give thanks. There's not really a reason to have to give a command to say thank you.
Si aquí vemos que, por ejemplo, le damos una botella de agua a Zoe, sería normal que Osveldi le dijera a Zoe, ¿qué se dice? Y Zoe dijera, gracias.
So here, maybe you think about it. If you give someone a glass of water to Zoe, then you would say, Zoe, what do you say for getting a glass of water? Thank you.
Pero si le damos una botella a Diego y tiene que venir Flora y decirle a Diego, Diego, ¿qué se dice?
So, but if you give it to an older son, and his older mother has to come and say, what do you say, son? So if my mom had to come to me up front and say, hey, what do you say? Then that might be a little strange.
Y solo después de que Flora se lo ha dicho, Diego dice, gracias.
And then after my mother would say that to me, then I would say, thanks.
Pensaremos que algo está fallando en la educación que ha tenido Diego, porque a su edad, dar gracias tiene que salir de lógica.
So if that were to happen, you'd look at me or someone else in that situation and say, something is off there. Something didn't go right in the education of that person.
Pues mirad, esto que parece tan lógico, a Jesús le pasa. Las personas adultas no le dan las gracias.
But this is what happens, and this is what Jesus is calling attention to. The people that should be giving thanks aren't giving thanks.
Lo que está pasando aquí es de sentido común. Acabas de obtener un gran beneficio y lo normal es dar las gracias.
What's happening here is common sense. When you've received such a huge blessing, the normal thing to do would be to go and give thanks.
Fijémonos que lo que hace este samaritano es exactamente lo que Dios pide a todas las personas.
We look at this and we see that what the Samaritan is doing is actually what Jesus is asking for everyone to do.
En Romanos 1:21 nos dice, pues habiendo conocido a Dios, no le glorificaron como a Dios, ni le dieron las gracias, sino que se envanecieron en sus razonamientos y su necio corazón fue entenebrecido.
Yeah, so just like it says in Romans 1:21, even though they had known God, they didn't glorify him as God, and they didn't even give him praise. And actually the opposite, they ran away from his reasonings, and their blind hearts were all covered.
Esto es exactamente lo que hizo este leproso samaritano. Dio gloria a Dios y le dio las gracias.
But this is just what happened, the opposite of what happened for the Samaritan. He received from the Lord and he gave thanks to the Lord.
Jesús se da cuenta de que este leproso samaritano es el único que va a obtener lo más importante que Jesús puede ofrecer.
And because of that, he's the only one who's going to receive the most important thing that Jesus has to offer.
Le dice, levántate, vete, tu fe te ha salvado.
And so he says, get up and go, for your faith has saved you.
Ahora no solo estaba sanado, los otros 9 también lo estaban, sino que ahora estaba salvado.
So he wasn't just healed, he was now also saved.
Disfrutó de la sanación de la lepra seguramente durante toda su vida.
And he was obviously able to celebrate and enjoy being healed from leprosy for the rest of his life.
Igual que el resto de leprosos.
Just like the other 9.
Pero disfrutó sobre todo de la sanación de la enfermedad más grande que tenemos como seres humanos.
But more than anything, he was able to enjoy the salvation that we are able to receive as human beings.
Que es el pecado.
Which is the salvation from our sins.
Los demás, los 9, salvaron su vida aquí en la tierra.
The other 9 saved their lives here in this world, in this earth.
Este salvó su vida en la tierra y en la eternidad.
But this one, this Samaritan, saved his life in this world and in the next.
Es muy triste tener bendiciones de Dios y que nos perdamos la más importante que Él puede dar.
It's so sad to be able to receive many blessings, maybe earthly blessings in this life, but yet lose and miss out on the greatest one.
Esto puede pasarnos a nosotros también.
But this can happen to any of us.
Es fácil que obtengamos bendiciones de Dios, pensamos que ya estamos en Dios y nos conformamos con esto.
We can receive good things from the Lord and we enjoy them and we think, oh, I'm good. But we just stop there.
Pero sería muy triste que obtengamos muchas bendiciones de Dios y nos perdamos la más importante.
But it'd be very sad to gain all of the things in the world but lose our salvation.
Quizás Dios te ha dado trabajo o un lugar donde vivir cuando no lo tenías.
Maybe it's that God's given you a great job or He's given you a place to live when you didn't have one before.
Quizás Dios te ha curado en algún momento de algo por lo cual le estabas clamando.
And maybe it's that God has healed you of something that you were sick of which you were sick in some point in your life, and you're giving thanks.
Quizás Dios te ha dado un buen grupo de amigos con lo cual les puedes compartir de una forma muy sana.
Maybe it's that God's given you a great group of friends that you can have a great time together in a healthy way.
Quizás Dios te ha dado una buena familia en la que te sientes acogido y te sientes amado.
And maybe He's given you an amazing family in which you feel known and loved.
Antes, Ethan en el testimonio estaba explicando la experiencia bonita de estar aquí y compartir con nosotros.
Just earlier in our service, during the testimonies, we were giving examples of being the joy of being together and experiencing our time.
Una de las bendiciones de Dios con las que alucino y me encantan es el hecho de poder estar con personas que comparten la fe y aunque haga poco tiempo que les conocemos, llegan a ser muy, pero que muy amados.
One thing I love about our faith in our faith in Jesus is that even when we get together with people who we don't know and don't have a background with, that in very short time we can become very close.
Pero sería una lástima muy grande que experimentemos todas estas bendiciones de Dios y nos perdamos la más importante.
But it would be a shame if we were to receive all this blessing from these times together, but we failed to get the last one.
Es genial pasar semanas aquí como la que hemos pasado ahora.
It's great to spend weeks together like we just did this week.
Pero sería para llorar mucho si después no podemos pasar estas semanas juntos en la eternidad.
But it would be very sad if even after this week we weren't able to spend time and eternity together in heaven.
Lo que Dios ha hecho para que te acerques a Él es un medio para que le reconozcas como Dios.
What God has done to draw close to you is one way for you to see Him and draw close to Him.
Pero no es la finalidad.
But it's not the end.
La finalidad es que hagas como este leproso, que es arrodillarte delante de Él, glorificarle, hablando a los demás de Jesús y darle las gracias.
The end is to come to Jesus, to get on your knees and to thank Him for what He's done for you.
Obviamente Jesús todavía no había muerto, así que no le podía predicar sobre la muerte y la resurrección como pago por los pecados.
Obviously, in this moment in the story which we just read, Jesus hadn't died yet, so He can't preach about His death like Paul did later in the New Testament.
Pero ahora sí que lo podemos predicar. Dios puede ofrecerte muchas cosas.
But now we can. Now we know the full story, that Jesus can offer you so many things.
Pero no hagas como estos 9 leprosos que se quedan con lo que les puede aprovechar para esta vida.
But let's not be like the other 9 who just took the blessing and left everything else.
Sino que podamos experimentar las bendiciones de Dios juntos en la eternidad.
But let's look forward to receiving the ultimate blessing together, being together in Christ for all eternity.
Dios puede sanar leprosos, Dios puede curar ciegos, Dios puede curar paralíticos sin necesidad de hacerse hombre.
Jesus can heal lepers, He can heal sicknesses, He can heal paralytics without coming in person.
Pero no puede darnos un medio para reconciliarnos con Dios sin hacerse uno de nosotros.
But he can't give us a path to be reconciled to him without taking on the human flesh in Jesus.
Pues hagamos como este samaritano. Vayamos a Jesús glorificándole, hablando de Él y dándole las gracias por quién es y por lo que ha hecho por nosotros.
So let us do as just the Samaritan did. Let us draw near to Jesus. Let us humble ourselves, bow down and give him the thanks for what he's done to our lives, or in our lives.
Que Dios nos bendiga.
God bless you all.
Voy a orar para terminar. Padre, muchas gracias por las grandes bendiciones que tú nos das y que podemos experimentar en esta vida. Gracias por esta semana maravillosa que hemos podido pasar y esperamos pasar muchas más como estas en tu voluntad. Pero Padre, haz que nunca nos olvidemos de lo importante, de que el sacrificio de Jesús no es únicamente un hecho histórico, sino que tiene repercusiones muy directas para nuestras vidas y que podamos vernos en la vida que de verdad merece la pena. Amén. Pues damos por terminada nuestra reunión. Si queremos podemos salir al fresquito de fuera.